Welcome back to the Iron Insight. Thank you for starting your week off right with the Iron Insight every Monday morning at 4 a.m. I'm Bryn Welds.
And I'm the co-host, Andrew Nichols. Today we got Mr. Chris from WoahBros, Season 2, Episode 1. What is up, Chris?
How are you guys?
Dude,
Everything's going good.
Yeah, we're doing
we're
good.
going great.
Glad
We're going
to
great,
be
man.
back.
Yeah, our first repeat guest, our first guest ever we had on, and first guest of Season 2. It only seemed right. And
Hell yeah.
a lot's fucking changed since then.
Yeah,
Dude,
no kidding.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, this morning when I was driving to my office, that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, how long ago was that first podcast?
A little over 6 months.
Holy shit, that is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, WoahBros has fucking been on a tear.
Yeah.
It's been rampant. It's probably been worse than, the local STD or your local whorehouse because it's been running around and everybody's got a WoahBros.
That's why every shirt comes with a condom.
I think you had just came out with the Hawaiian shirt right after.
Oh, see, that is so crazy. That feels like forever ago. I can't believe we're so close to 2025 already.
Dude, we're basically there, man. It's terrifying.
It's like, man, what the fuck have I gotten done this year?
A lot.
But yeah, it's like thinking about it, I'm like,
Oh,
man.
yeah. When we look at it, we can see it's a lot. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So what are some of the biggest changes you've seen between the first episode and currently right now?
First episode of the podcast and right now.
Yep.
Well, considering we're about a minute and 45 seconds into this, I don't know if I've
He said he don't listen to podcasts too much, so.
Yeah, no, man, I can understand the appeal with it, but like, I'm not really ever sitting somewhere long enough, like in it for an hour now, to sit down and really listen to something. Yeah. If I'm putting time into trying to learn or fucking entertain myself, like reading, I feel like it's way better. Or audiobooks. I do fuck around with audiobooks.
Would you rather listen to the audiobook or read?
It's kind of like eating your vegetables versus drinking a V8, but I like audiobooks a lot. Damn. It's so much easier, but I know that you just get way more out of reading.
After your episode, I tried to listen to a couple books you recommended to us. I can't listen to a book to save my life.
Oh, really, dude? Sometimes I get into them.
I struggle.
Business books. I'm like, oh, fucking, what can I do to make $1 million?
I struggle to retain the information from just reading, and it's even harder for me with the audiobook.
So, yeah, I agree. So what I'll do a lot with audiobooks is I'll just kind of like put them on, and then we'll have them as like background noise. And then if something catches my ear, then I'm like, oh, fuck, that sounds really good. So I'll like write it down real quick. That's what, like, I don't get a lot out of just having a podcast going in the background, but if I can get like one good bit of information out of it, then I'll take it as a success. Like something that's going to make WoahBros go better. But the thing about books is it's just like basically a list of all of the shit you can do.
Man, the comedy podcasts I'll retain, which sucks. I mean, it's funny.
See, that's weird because like I fucking hate comedy. Like, I guess like I don't like hate comedy. I like fucking laughing and shit, but stand-up comedy, God, fucking kill me. I think that shit sucks.
You got to listen to Theo Vaughn's podcast with Billy Strings.
I did. Yeah, I did. I don't know. I think Theo Vaughn's cool. The thing with this podcast is I feel like this is just like kind of his shtick. It's like somebody will say something, like in the Billy Strings episode, I noticed this. Like Billy Strings was like, oh, and I'm like the biggest Billy Strings fan ever. And he was like, yeah, somebody like put a fork on a plate and it made that noise, and I hate that noise. And then Theo Vaughn was like, yeah, man, I hate that noise. Like 2 weeks ago, I was at a restaurant and somebody put their fork on their plate and it made that noise, and I just gritted my teeth and I walked out. And it's just like every story is just like a one up. And
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. I just like that kind of humor is not like crazy. I don't care for it. Like Family Guy, dude. I despise Family Guy.
Yeah.
I can never get into that shit.
You put me on to Billy Strings when we asked you the same question we ask every guest at the end of every episode.
Dude, Billy Strings is the GOAT, and he is just. I hope he just fucking keeps getting bigger. I want everybody to listen to bluegrass and know how fucking stellar that shit is. If you ever get the chance to see him in concert, dude, do it. Your life will be
Oh, I
changed.
forgot. Didn't you do that like a little after the pod, like the next week?
Oh yeah, I think so, dude.
Was that in Kentucky?
Yeah, in Lexington.
Yeah.
Yeah, life changing. I feel like I'd seen him before in Chicago, but it was super cool to see him again, especially now that I'd known more of his music and had been more into the bluegrass shit. So now I'm like fucking rock hard for Billy Strings.
Yeah. The Turnpike Troubadours came to the Nebraska State Fair last night.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Yeah, I think they were actually just here May 22nd, I want to say.
Mm.
But I think that's when Western Welding Academy's competition was.
Yeah, how was that? We didn't speak
dude.
about that on the podcast because before
Fucking,
you were talking about getting ready for it.
That shit was crazy. It was like I felt like a movie star, dude. It was awesome. Like literally. So my flights to get in, horrible. They got me good. I don't think my flight got in until like 11 or something. It was late as fuck, but either way, Colton File, he picked us up and took us around and showed us some shit at like midnight around the school, and then I went to bed at 1, woke up at like whenever I woke up, like 6 to go to the competition, and then like literally immediately I stepped out of my hotel room in the morning, and it was just fucking, "Are you Chris from WoahBros?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, yeah, like dude, people are taking pictures of me, like with me whenever I was like trying to get my breakfast, and then I went to the school, and it was just all day.
So Spotify just allowed comments. They started a new thing for comments, whereas before they could ask a question and then you could answer it via another comment, kind of is what it was. And we put who's been your favorite guest so far, and it was all Chris from WoahBros.
Dude, that's so fucking that is crazy to me.
Do you remember when I sent you the episode's retention?
It was yeah, and it was like almost 100%. What the fuck?
It was like 90.
That's so crazy because it's also like I feel like whenever I've tried to listen to podcasts in the past, I'll get like 20 minutes into it and just like clock out. So no, I think that's so crazy. If anybody's listening to this, thank you for listening to this shit.
Yeah,
I appreciate the support, and so does Bryn and Andrew.
Yeah. It was like 97% of all listeners listened until there was 4 minutes left of the episode. And that was like an hour 38, I think, is how long that episode was.
It was long as fuck.
Yeah. And we chatted for like another hour after that even.
Yeah.
Oh, that was when you first got the what is that? The Apple Air
the Vision Pros.
The Vision Pros, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude, man. You want to talk about lighting money on fire.
Oh, you don't like it no more?
No, I like them. It's just like I feel like I'm gonna make a few funny videos with it yet, but I have to do it before the end of the year so I can write them off. But I think they're just a little too ahead of its time, I guess it would be. Like they work exactly how you would think an Apple product would, like phenomenally. They do everything they're supposed to. It's just like dude, the shit you can do with them is so crazy. Like there's an app where you can get like an entire turbine engine and like take this shit apart like by the bolt. Like you just look where you want to take apart and then press your fingers together and pull it, and it's the craziest shit you'd ever seen. But I think like maybe 10, 15 years in the future, whenever like 3D like everything is 3D modeled before it's produced, like these files are going to be put into these apps, and then if you want to take apart like whatever new Lincoln welding machine, you can put on these Vision Pros and fucking take it apart before you actually get into anything. Or they can do like tutorial. Like you can just put this shit on, and then you can see everything around you, and have this fake one next to the real one, and just it's hard to explain.
That's
It's the coolest shit ever, though.
that's one of the fucking best ideas I just heard. Like
Yeah, and
ever.
that's what I was thinking. So like I have these SA 200s that I want to
Yeah.
take apart and rebuild, which I've never done. They don't seem like they seem pretty simple. But yeah, for like all the shit that's out now, like you have to know how to program a computer to even like turn on some of the welders that are out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think either like technology is just going to keep getting more and more fucking integrated with each other, or we're going to go into a civil war.
Well, something that Andrew, do you remember our episode with Brian Legalio from Florida, Bingo Welding? We were talking about
Yep.
how Andrew and I took a welder repair course in college, and that's something that isn't that common, but should be known. But with that 3D designing and technology, taking apart something or doing a repair, that could make it so much easier
Oh,
for
dude,
students
it would
to learn.
like just so much easier to teach it to. Because that, I mean, I'm sure most people that work on welders probably learn better hands-on. Like
Yeah.
that's what, like I've got the manual, the overhaul manual for the F163 Continental engine that's in this blackface that I have. Like I've thumbed through it, and I mean I can understand some of it, but I mean until I'm there, like taking the shit apart, like it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, welder repair course, that sounds sweet.
It wasn't, but
Oh,
it's something that everybody should know. But it was our instructor, man. He would rip wires out, slice your whole lead, take screws out, and then throw them across the shop or put them on underneath the cart. Like whatever that welder was on, you knew you had to search that whole shop for those parts because you don't know where he put them. He was a crazy guy. But
yeah, but that's such a practical thing to know how to do, though. But then it's also like, yeah, like I'm sure. I mean, I could not really tell you the first thing about working on any new welder, but I'm sure eventually Lincoln's going to be like, they probably already have, like, you can't like hack in or get into their shit to change any settings, because it was a big deal with John Deere,
yeah.
their right to repair. Like that was a huge thing for farmers. So you had like all these old ass farmers like learning how to hack into their tractors just so they can use them. It's the craziest shit, dude. I was driving a tractor one time and it shit out, and all that happened was a guy came with a computer and hooked it up, and away it went.
That's like with Feronius, the welding machine company. Have you ever heard of Feronius?
I think so. Are they like? Is it? Yeah, I think so.
People, they're Austrian, but people call them like the Ferrari of welders because they're so fancy. But our school got a couple, and to unlock, like, say you want to add AC TIG to a machine that's capable, but you didn't pay for that package, you have to have a rep come out, plug his computer in, and unlock that.
See, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like that is so
And
dumb.
pay additional money.
That's like even BMW. They were doing BMW. They had like that fucking. It was like subscription to have heated seats. What the fuck? Like how, dude? That's the thing that like blows my mind with these companies, is how companies are so willing to fuck over the people that have literally created them. Like that is the. I think it's so crazy whenever people like sell out like that.
And it's only getting crazier. I mean, the previous company I worked at, they were upgrading welders, and they could send like how much wire we've burnt per hour to our supervisor who's in his office just through Bluetooth and shit.
Disgusting.
Like that. That's micromanaging.
Dude, that's fucking stupid. That's the coolest thing about like working for myself and being my own boss, is like I can just not worry about dumb shit. Like my sister, she works for this like tech company, and she was bitching about this thing, and it was just like, nobody's returning our phone call. So they administer benefits to people, and they were like, oh yeah, nobody's calling and setting up their insurance, so we have to call them, and that takes time from us. And we try to call them, they don't call back, they don't answer. And I was like, okay, yeah, they don't know the phone number. Like, that makes sense. Like, people are lazy. I don't open up all of my mail, which probably sounds stupid, but
no, neither do I.
yeah, I mean, I'm like, that's junk. And I'm sure that's exactly what people do when they get their insurance shit in the mail, because I can't remember the last time I opened up my insurance letters. So I was like, that makes sense that people weren't signing up for the shit. And I was like, well, do you guys have like a caller ID set up to where people know who is calling them? And she was like, yeah, that's the problem, is they all show up as spam calls. And I was like, well, no fucking wonder people aren't answering your shit. And she was like, yeah, we're working on getting it set up, but we don't know if we should call it benefit or benefits. And I was like, your fucking company is losing money because they can't decide if they should have the fucking plural or not. What the fuck? Like, I wish I could fucking worry about dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
But I told her that benefits makes more sense, because I feel like that means you offer more than one thing.
That's something that, I mean, that I was just thinking about, is how young your company is still, right? I think you had just hit 1 year during the last episode we did with you.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But in these past 6 months, I mean, you've grown significantly. And so I was kind of wondering, have you found ways to limit stressors in your business in these past 6 months?
All the time, dude. I'm like an expert at being lazy. Like, I make things like as easy as possible for myself. So like a big thing that I do is notes. Like, I just send, like, anything, if I run into things that cause issues, then I just send out a note with the explanation. And like, that has helped so much. I used to get calls, probably like 7 calls a week from the laundromat, and it would just be like, yeah, this dryer's not heating up. And every time I'd go down there, and it would be somebody packing like 80 pounds of clothes and do a 30-pound dryer. And I'm like, yeah, it's not going to run right. So I put a sign up on the wall, and I was like, if the dryer says this is what's going on, don't bother calling me. Not like, obviously that's a little more, like, I use like way more tact than that, but yeah, calls plummeted after that. It was awesome.
Now, something you do that I probably wouldn't do is you said your tech support for the website for WoahBros would go straight to your phone and you'll get a notification.
Oh, man.
Do you still do that?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, it's kind of just I have it on, like, I always want to be giving people good customer service. So if somebody will message me something like, oh, when's this restocking? And it's like 8:00 at night, I don't really get to that until the next day. But if somebody's like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, you didn't fucking send my shit on time. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'm gonna fucking... then I'll be like, whoa, bro, like, chill out. Like, it's 2 business days. You put the order in on fucking Saturday at 8:00. The post office isn't open on Sunday. 99% of the time, dude, it's just little shit that needs a little more explanation, which is good. Like, I want people to message me problems so I can fix it, so WoahBros can continue to be a good company. Right. Like, the biggest issue that I'd run into, buttons, dude. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible. But on all the shirts from now on, I've got a new kind of button on them that, like, they're riveted on. These bitches are not coming off. The problem with the buttons on the shirts is I was using like a traditional pearl snap, which they have these teeth in them that you get these pliers and it just like sinks in, but the fabric's an 8-ounce fabric, so it's already pretty thick. And then where the pearl snaps go, the fabric's doubled over on itself. So like, you're trying to get these buttons through this thick ass fabric, and it just didn't work. But if anybody is listening to this and you had issues with your buttons, fucking send me a message. we will get them fixed. We will fucking make something happen. But all the buttons from now on, way better.
Are you still the primary customer for your local USPS office?
Fuck yeah, dude. And they hate it.
Still?
Oh man. And I don't even know why. Like, they don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
They, like, I shit you
They have
not.
to do their job. They have to do their job. That's what they have to do.
This is all that happens. I print off the big issue was I wasn't printing off firm sheets, and I was taking in probably like 30 orders a day. So they would have to scan these 30 orders in the most literal sense, like their job. Like, they were just having to do that. And 30 is not even that big of a number. Like, holy shit. But now I have a few more orders that I take in, and I have firm sheets, which all they have to do, I throw everything up there for them in a big ass container, and they have to scan 2 barcodes, and that's it. And every time I go in there, it's just constant, like, passive aggressive, like, it's so annoying. My mailman, he's like, I fucking have to deliver like 3 packages a day to your house. And I'm like, man, who would have fucking thought a postman is fucking delivering packages?
Yeah.
It makes me so mad.
My oldest brother works for UPS, and I think he loves his job. I never hear him complain, other than like somebody ordering a mattress online going to a 5th floor apartment.
I've heard the mattresses are pretty diabolical.
Yeah, it kind of makes me feel bad because a couple years ago I had like a 9-foot beanbag that was heavy as hell, and it was huge.
Dude, yeah, that's it's like the steel toes. Whenever I was like selling a bunch of those, they come in these boxes, and these boxes are like 60 or 70 pounds, and it sucked because I have shit delivered to my house, and then I bring it to my office. Yeah, it sucks. They're heavy.
My video is, I mean, it's probably, well, shit, it's at least older than 6 months. It's probably about 9 months from the steel toes for the Hey Dudes, and it still sells every now and again on my TikTok shop.
Yeah, the steel toes out, they're probably gonna get killed off here pretty quick.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know. They're kind of they still sell. I don't make any videos about them. Like, I've kind of like shuffled them to the back end of WoahBros' website, and if people find them, they can buy them. But
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not really. It doesn't fit very well with what I want WoahBros to be going forward, I guess.
yeah. I mean, we were talking about last time you had just came out with the Hawaiian design, and then what was it next? The Aztec?
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right. I think I got a few different designs in at once. But yeah, the Aztec, holy shit, dude. That is a good shirt.
Yeah, I like the Paisleys. And man, your teaser video on it was like half white, half black. I can't remember what it was called.
Man, dude.
That is
slick. Yeah, so actually those would have been out like last month, but something happened with the fabric, and that got like all fucked up, so it had to get pushed back. And every time I get on TikTok now, it's a message on one of those videos, and it's like, where's the fucking whatever it's called, like 2-color.
Yeah, 2-tone. I think that's what.
Yeah, 2-tone. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. Yeah. That's what naming stuff sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we got the podcast name from the ChatGPT. It was a longer name, but we just trimmed it to the Iron Insight.
That's a big thing that people don't think about whenever they're like naming their businesses and stuff, is you want it to be like memorable and short. Like, the name doesn't really matter as much as everybody wants to think. Like, WoahBros, stupid. What a silly name. But it's memorable and it's short. And what I was thinking whenever I was naming shit is, I thought, like, obviously I get a lot of inspiration from like Wrangler. Wrangler's dope. That's what the shirt is a Wrangler. But I was like, Wrangler, that's such a cool name. Like, what a fucking cool brand. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'm sure whoever started Wrangler told somebody they were going to name their brand Wrangler, and they shit on their idea. And but they made it cool. Like they made Wrangler cool. So that's what I was like, WoahBros is the name, and I'm just going to have to make it cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday. I was putting on my Hey Dudes, and I was like, Hey Dude, whoa, bro. What the fuck are these names? Where are these guys getting this?
Yeah, that's exactly where it came from.
Oh, really? Hey Dudes?
Yeah, that's like because the first thing I was selling was the steel toed Hey Dudes, and then
Oh.
yeah, dude, I was fucking went to New Orleans for a bachelor party, and that's
Oh,
where
yeah.
like the shit kind of started coming, and then I was like, I came back home and I was at my friend's house, and we were fucking holy shit, we were dying, and we were just all fucked up, and I was like, guys, I have this idea for this really good fucking idea. It's a good idea that has steel toes for Hey Dudes. And my friend was just like, yeah, you can call them WoahBros. I don't remember like verbatim, but yeah, he basically at some point he said WoahBros, and I was like, oh my god, that's it. And that's what's crazy is like it feels like shit just like works. Like I feel like I don't like
It's so
think
catchy.
too much about stuff. It's just like intuition.
And
I'm like for example, I want to come out with a Halloween shirt this year, like just something to throw on the website for it being Halloween, and it's like whoa, like whorehouse, like whorehouse, HORROR, like
Yeah.
it makes sense to do WHORE.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like that's obvious. But then I'm like, how many times can I like reuse whorehouse?
And you're like, obviously you're the owner and the face of WoahBros, but WoahBro fits your personality like
Oh, dude,
perfect.
it's so weird. I can just like be myself. It's shit that I think's cool. Like that's my philosophy is just I try to make stuff cool, stuff that I think's cool, and hope that other people think it is.
Yeah.
And
I took the motorcycle safety course a couple of weeks ago for Nebraska, and I wore this WoahBros hat, and there was a guy in there with a Hell Creek Hat Co. hat. I don't know if you know them.
yeah,
And yeah, and he was like, "Oh, that guy Chris is so cool," and I was like, "Oh, I know the owners of Hell Creek." Like Hell Creek submitted to my first ever giveaway at 10,000 followers like 4 years ago.
really, that's
Yeah,
pretty coul.
yeah, it was interesting. He asked for a hat swap, but I don't want to swap this hat. I have a
Oh
Hell Creek
man,
hat.
that's what, dude. Yeah, I think these Dragon Wagon hats, uh, these might be killed off too, which
Oh
sucks.
man.
Oh yeah, no, it's a sweet hat, and it's never even been on the website. But I think what we're gonna do, I haven't decided yet. So, have you seen the leather brimmed hats?
That's one of my questions I was gonna ask. When is that shit coming out, dude? That was
Okay,
sweet.
so like pretty soon, like probably maybe maybe this Friday. The Friday, if somebody's listening to this on September 1st, whatever that Friday after that is, it might come out then or the week after. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, those are so badass. I'm just afraid it's a super cool thing to do. I haven't really seen a lot of people do it, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to sell them for like $65,
That's
like
what I
for
was
it to make
thinking
sense.
when I
Is
saw
the
that.
thing, and it's expensive, and I'm just afraid to, I don't know, like just not really give the people like, I guess like who's spending $65 on a hat
I am.
is the big thing.
I think there's a lot of us dudes that I got
And that's why I want to do it. I think it's like way more badass, and that's what I want to do with like all my WoahBros products is like make them as badass as possible. So I'm just afraid that I would like price myself out of people, or like somebody's gonna be like, "That's fucking WoahBros sold out. He's selling $65 hats now," but it's just they're so badass.
yeah.
So yeah, the Dragon Wagon hats will be out in the charcoal color with a paisley leather brim. That's gonna be so badass.
Fuck yeah, but I'm glad I got this one before they get killed off.
Yeah, and they might not. I think I guess I'm just like afraid. I don't know if it'd be a good idea to have like the leather bill option and a non-leather bill option on the website. Or what I would have really liked to do is just put the regular hat on the website and then like have a drop down where somebody can select a leather brim.
Yeah.
The issue with that is whenever you're selling stuff online, like you have to make it as easy as possible for your customers to buy stuff all the time in business. Like your customers, number one, like you want to make everything as easy as possible for them. And the more options you give somebody, the more confused they get. And it's easier to just say no to buying something than it is to buy it.
Yeah.
Than to think about it, like think about what you want.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
actually a
when
good
you
point.
go to fucking Walmart and there's like a million things.
There's now that you say that, there's two things that make me abandon a cart full online, and it's if I can't make up my mind or shipping is crazy.
That's the other thing. That's why WoahBros does free shipping. It's man, not having free shipping on your website is, I feel like that
Dumb.
hurts.
It's
That hurts
dumb.
so many people, dude. Because that's what happens. Is like, yeah, obviously, like I'm selling shirts for $79.99. Okay, so $80 basically. So people add it to their cart at $79.99, and they're like, okay, $70 basically. But then you throw like $10 of shipping gets thrown onto that, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden this thing that somebody thought was closer to $70 is closer to $90, which is closer to $100. And they're like, holy fucking shit, this is basically so expensive. And yeah, or abandoning carts is like a big problem for everybody with a website.
Did you start your company with a website? Like the first, what was it? The Steel Toes, was that the first ever product?
Yeah, I had a website from like the way get go.
It's pretty
And
incredible. Like Andrew, you were on Etsy. How many hoods did you sell on Etsy before you made a
Oh, dude, I've
website?
sold
Like 3,000, wasn't it?
well, I sold like 1,500 before I finally opened my website.
Hmm.
So
yeah, and I don't know. I knew I wanted my own website from the get go, and now that's the other thing is it's so easy to set up a website. Like now that I like know what to do, like I could have a website set up in like 15 minutes.
I'd probably just pay a guy like $100.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like it's not really that hard. That's what like when I was applying for the WoahBros trademark, that's what I think about like so much stuff that just isn't that hard that people charge a shitload for. Like when I was applying for the trademark, like lawyers take like $750 to do that shit, to just even like sit down with. And I applied for my trademark, 10-minute YouTube video, dude. Easiest thing I ever did. That everything just people that want to start businesses, they always have like all these questions for stuff, but they never just look the shit up on Google. It's always like you can find anything out. Knowledge is everywhere now. Or talking to somebody that knows how to do it, or Facebook groups, like anything you want to do, you can figure out how to do. You just have to take the time.
Like we said, you've had a lot more products come out since our last chat, and I gotta ask: is Romby still innovating?
Fuck yeah, Romby, dude. Romby still. So he doesn't do. I don't have the hard hat clips anymore. Awesome idea. I love Romby to death, but there's like a part of WoahBros that I feel like that kind of more like lines up with like I guess I'd consider it. I don't know. I just didn't. It didn't really fit with WoahBros right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted. Romby always has good ideas though, so I'm always open to shit. But Romby makes like blueprints and stuff for me sometimes. Like we just need to work it out, but I'm going to build these table legs for the laundromat to put tables at the laundromat, and I thought it'd be cool just to make like a weld along with me video, and then people can get like their own prints if they want to make these table legs, and the same thing with like the Balenciaga metal shoes. Like, yeah, there's like a print for those. That's going to come out with a drop one day.
That
Or
shit
what I
was
really
insane.
thought would have been really cool is to start a like a I don't want to say like a WoahBros subscription box, but like a WoahBros subscription thing where you could get like a project and the materials to do
Oh yeah.
like a little cool welding project once a month or once every 3 months or something. Because that's what I feel like people have really good ideas. They just don't like put enough time into the creativity of it. Like I feel like if somebody came out with that, like they would just be coming out like you'd get like the metal dice in the mail.
Yeah.
And like it's cool and it's cool to do, but like it's been done so many times.
That's like when we have, you know, a group of people tour the shop that I work at. Well, we have tons of stock of this little, like, weld it yourself, or you can just piece it together. It's kind of like a puzzle with slots
Yeah.
and tabs. It's tight enough that it'll stay together just without welding. It's this little tiny sheep, like this big for real, and we'll give it to them and they can put it together. But I started welding them because they were kind of fun. Something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
pretty dope. Yeah, just because you know WoahBros is like a community, so I want to like do shit that like I want to give to the community because
Yeah.
like man, coolest people ever.
How's this new office treating you?
So the office that I'm in right now is kind of more just our fulfillment center, is what this is going to be turned into. Because there's a shitload, like I've got so much shit on the way. So this is just going to be like a fulfillment center, and I'm probably going to take my desk out of here. And we just got it's like a 3,600 square foot shop. Like 2,400 of it is a shop and like bays and concrete floor, fucking LED light. It's so nice, dude. But yeah, then there's 1,200 square foot of like really nice office area.
Yeah, I saw the
That
tour of that. That's where you got the SA200s at, right?
Yeah, dude, I just got those there. I started taking apart that blackface, and yeah, it's gonna be sweet. I'm so excited for it. And to do videos there. Like, I think I can do some longer form content, which I've been meaning to do and get on that. It's just with the laundromat and everything going on. That's why I haven't been posting as much content lately. I've got other things happening. It sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's like the laundromat's dope. It's an awesome business to have and run, but I would just way rather be putting time into WoahBros.
Yeah, last time we asked you about welding supply stores or brick and mortar locations, and you said you were a little bit against it, but now you're in a couple
Oh
welding supply
yeah, now
stores.
WoahBros is in some stores. B&W Parts in Arizona, Outlaw Leather in Phoenix, or in
Cypress?
Houston.
Houston, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Outlaw Leather. Fuck. Yeah, and then North and South Carolina at Booty Brothers, Weld Supply of Monahans and Weld Supply of Pecos, and we're going to be going into Texas Arc Welding Supply whenever we get some more shit in. But getting into stores, kind of cool. It definitely like it isn't as bad as I thought it would be, because that's what like being the store is way cooler because that's what people see stuff in store and they're like, wow, that fucking brand's legit. Like that must be like so cool to be in a store. And it is cool to be in a store. But that's the thing, is like I'm selling the shit for fucking nothing to them.
Oh,
What
yeah.
it's more about for me getting into store is like creating an omnipresence, like being like everywhere. Like people go into their weld supply and they're like, holy shit, this fucking WoahBros guy. Like I cannot get away from him. Like if somebody sees the shirts enough, they're gonna think they're cool.
Make a magnet of yourself, and I'll put it on my fridge.
Dude, I want to come out with more like little knick-knacky shit like that. I think that shit's fun. Like the road soda koozies.
Yeah.
Like that was an awesome idea. And yeah, I want to come out with some more. I think air fresheners would be cool. I think that would be like a fun little knick-knacky thing. I just want them to be like practical. Like a koozie's practical. A magnet, kind of practical. Bottle opener, practical.
A magnet bottle opener for the fridge.
Magnet bottle, magnet koozie. Magnet koozies are dope.
The first supply store you were stocked in was in Canada, right?
What the fuck? Fuck no.
Oh, didn't you say Canada?
No, in Arizona.
No,
Maybe I did say Canada. I don't think I said Canada though.
I don't know. It could have been
Good
Nate.
thing we've got this shit
Nate
recorded.
was in Monahan's first. I don't know where I got that from.
Yeah, no, B&W Parts in Arizona.
Yeah, and now they're helping you out with
Adam, homie. Adam is the fucking goat.
That's the thing we preach about SA200s is how common they are. You know, it's old, so it's going to need parts and replacement parts and machining and custom parts. And SA200's old, tried, true, fucking popular as hell. So somebody's going to know how to work on it.
See, that's the thing. And they're also, like, not hard to work on in general. Like, it's, like, you don't have to, you don't have to know how to, like, program a computer and shit. Like, it's nuts and bolts and fucking wizards and warlocks in there that create electricity.
So,
but no, yeah, I think SA200s, I feel like that's just, like, with welding machines in general, God, I feel like it's so dumb if you are trying to do your own shit, just like $100,000 truck, $30,000 welding machine, fucking $80,000 camper. Like, you're fucking spending all this money. Whenever, like, yeah, you can get an SA200. I think I bought that red face blue dial one for like $2,500. And that's like most of the time you don't really need to do all the fucking fancy crazy shit.
Another thing though is like right before this we recorded with Ty Linker from Out on the Row podcast, and he was saying, you know, most pipeliners are 1099 employees, so they gotta write shit off too. And he said he can't even keep up with the write-offs.
No, definitely, yeah. You got to write shit off.
Yeah.
But I fucking promise you, there is a million better things to write off. Like, you can buy fucking a cheap, shitty, like, you can buy a fucking,
in
I
your
think
case,
second gen Cummins, dude. I think a second gen dually, unmatched. I think that is like the perfect, if I were to build a rig, that's what it would be. Second gen Cummins, SA200. Feel like that the 24 valves are super reliable. SA200s, you can fix them. But yeah, you can get into that for like under $30,000. And when it comes to write-offs, dude, you can write off so much shit. Like, just buying a house or like buying a rental property or something, like, that's so much better to do with your money than
in
I
your
don't
case,
know. That's just, it sucks that a lot of people are really bad with money. And then, like, I would hate to be like, I couldn't imagine being a pipeliner and being like 70 and still having to do that shit.
Yeah, that's a good point. But
because that shit fucking
you get
totally has to fuck with your body.
Yeah, you get some better write-offs than others. A fucking flamethrower, too, actually.
Dude, yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, man, I feel like it's at this point in civilization in the world, I feel like it's kind of silly not to have a social media presence or like try to have a social media presence. Because even if you aren't making money, if you have some like bullshit little business, like, you can make that shit right off.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing social media and like being able to just throw something in a video and technically using it as a write-off, like, I don't really like, I'm not super like sketchy with my write-offs like a lot of people are. Like, I kind of legitimately use my write-offs.
Yeah.
But I like have to.
Yeah.
Like, it is shit. Like, that's all I do is WoahBros. Like, I do not have hobbies.
I go through H&R Block so that shit won't come back on me if they fuck up. Like, I mean, especially with how many tax forms I had this past year, whether it be sponsorships or TikTok, Creator Fund or whatever. And then I started getting into gambling. So I had, you know, tax forms in Oklahoma and California. And,
why?
Oh, fuck them in California. Why are you paying California taxes?
That was not for the gambling. That was for some other stuff. But The Oklahoma one was for gambling, and if you win, I think in Oklahoma it's over $2,200. Then if you profit over $2,200, then you get a tax form.
I see.
And
Yeah.
normally, if I'm playing a game, and I'm at like 2,100, then I'll go cash out, get one slip, so I can avoid that tax form for the next $100, and then I'll do the same thing over and over and over. But in some cases, like that one, well, I had two last year, so I I fucking lost like 800 on the blackjack table over the course of like 9 hours at the casino. I went to war, and fucking so I lost all that, and then it's 5 in the morning, and I call my buddies. I'm like, "Yo, where y'all at?" They're like, "Dude, we went home fucking 3 hours ago." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not from here, and you have the only vehicle. Come pick me up." And they're like, they say, "All right, well, just pull some more money out. Let's play some slots." I'm like, "All right, whatever." It's 5 in the morning. I spin like 3 times on this game. Boom, get a bonus game. It pops up with a bunch of pearls, and I was so out of it. I was so out of it that I didn't even realize the machine was in Mandarin. So I didn't read it, but I know I'm tapping, so I'm starting to tap these pearls, and grand, 4,400.
Crazy.
And then the next month we go once a month. Next weekend I'm going, but the next time it was like $2,400.
Yeah, dude, I am the most fucking unlucky dog shit gambler on earth. I hate going to casinos. I can have fun, like I know how to play blackjack and like Texas Hold'em and stuff, but I just am. I'm lucky when it comes to like business and stuff. I always lose money. I bet a lot on UFC fights, and it'll be one weekend I'll win like $800, and I'm like, holy fucking shit! Like, WoahBros shutting down. Like, we're selling everything. I'm betting on UFC for a living, and then the next weekend will come around, everything's gone. Like, I fucking set up my parlays, and it'll just be like the one bet that was supposed to hit fucking ends up falling through every time.
What about the banner behind you? Have you thought of selling those?
Oh, I had them on the website for a little bit actually, but nobody was buying them, so I took them down.
Like in my shop, I'll put let's see, who all did I have? I had Andrew, I had your banner, my own banner, Edge Welding Cups,
Johnny,
Johnny,
right? Yeah, Johnny's,
Snyder, and
Johnny,
Blue Demon.
like,
what's that?
who's Johnny?
Oh, Johnny's our buddy. His name's Johnny Snyder, Johnny S. Weld.
Okay, I don't know if you meant like Pearl Snap Pimps.
No.
Johnny.
We'd love to get him on the pod though. He told me congratulations on the marriage, but other than that, or wedding, engagement. But I'd never talked to him before that.
Yeah, I just talked to him for the first time on the phone the other day.
But
he was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would put that banner up. I put banners of companies that I like or I actually recommend their products. I'll put them in the background for all my videos.
Yeah, dude, I could totally get you some. I've got some. I was supposed to get Ty a banner and these stores banners that they can just hang up, but I don't think I texted the guy back actually. Now that I think about it, but yeah, I could totally get you banners and any shit. That's what I want to do. That's something that I've been meaning to do is get like knick-knacky shit that people can put in their stores. I think that is a fucking cool idea. Like whenever you go to liquor stores and they'll have like a giant fucking football helmet and it's like a Modelo one. I want to, the WoahBros Welding Company shirt, how it has the dude like bull riding on the SA200. I want to get like a 3 or 4 foot statue made of that people can just like throw in their stores. I think that would be so sweet.
Have you thought about putting that on a hat?
The thing with hats is you have to embroider them, and that's not like the highest, like it's not like high definition, I guess.
That's true.
So it's hard to fit like a lot of detail on them is the biggest thing. Even with like the Dragon Wagon, I got this design and it was so badass. I tried to put it on t-shirts and it just wasn't working the way I wanted. And even on the hats, I wish that you'd be able to, like, can you tell the shit that's flying away is dollar
Money?
bills or supposed
Yeah.
to be dollar bills? I feel like if you didn't know that, it would just kind of look like
I just
shit.
assumed it was money, and I
Yeah, I don't know.
assume that's a welder on the wagon too. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe I should put it on a hat. I don't know,
I don't
but
know.
I don't know. I like how this fits on the hat. I'm like super uh, particular with how shit looks and like just like how everything goes. Like I like the way this is because it's like it's balanced. I feel like whenever you have like a slimmer figure like in the center of a hat, it just I feel like it looks off. Like I guess a good example would be these WoahBros hats.
Ooh,
Maybe
Those
not.
are
These
sharp.
actually look pretty
those
sweet.
are
Yeah.
sharp.
That's
No,
sharp.
yeah, these are going to be coming out too. This is
I'd
another.
pay 60 for that. I'd pay 60
Yeah.
any day. That's a $60 hat for sure.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I hope these hats sell well.
Well, I'll be looking out for them because that's a sharp hat.
Well, that's so something moving forward in the future for WoahBros is I want to come out with non-FR shirts.
Yeah.
So I want to do non-FRs. The thing that I'm stuck on is, do I make them the same weight of fabric as the FR shirts, which is an 8-ounce fabric, or I can make them a lighter shirt, which would be like a 6-ounce fabric that is like way better to just wear around and like wear out. But I'm afraid somebody would have WoahBros and have the 8-ounce shirts, and then they would get the non-FR 6-ounce shirts and be like, this is dog shit quality. I welded in this and it fucking didn't hold up. And
I'm also thinking like if you release non-FR shirts in some of the same designs and somebody buys that shit and thinks it's an FR and then fucking,
yeah, so I don't know. But then the other part is what I want to have. So that would be like for WoahBros to get into Western stores. Because Booty Brothers is a Western store, and I'd like to expand more into just like some Western wear shit. But I'm afraid the 8-ounce fabric is just like way too thick. Like thick shirts like that, they don't really tuck in as well as thinner shirts is a big thing. And also, just if you're wearing that out, it's hot as fuck. And
well, I never really thought about the ounce of a fabric. What would you say that ounce on that shirt you're wearing right now is?
this is probably like 5 or less. This is like a super light shirt, but I mean, it's gonna be hot today. And dude, so I actually like strategically wore this shirt. I like this shirt a lot, first of all. And when I did that podcast with Ty out on the row, I was fucking wearing a WoahBros t-shirt. Holy fuck, dude. Since I turned 24, just fucking the weight has been piling on. Like my tits on the fucking video side of that podcast, huge.
I thought you were
That's
gonna say
that dude. That's what's nice about the fucking button-up shirts is they like hide my boobs
yeah.
way better.
Button-ups are fire, dude. Plus I'll pop
Yeah, I
one
know.
or two
It's
down.
like fucking classic, like chubby kid hack, like pulling out your shirt.
Especially like, dude, at a concert, if I'm wearing like a pearl snap or any button-up, at the end of the concert, there's no buttons left.
Oh, dude, I know. It's so nice. Pearl snaps are so sweet.
Yeah.
You know, I got a book the other day about the history. It's called Ranch Dressing, and it was about the history of Western wear. And they started putting pearl snaps on shirts in 1938.
Huh.
Yeah, fun fact for you
That's
guys.
not even that old.
I know. Yeah, that's like square-toed boots. Like square-toed boots weren't even a thing until like the 70s.
That's insane. I hate.
Yeah, right.
I
Right.
hate
Isn't that
round-toe boots.
so weird? I feel like, man, I wore pointed-toed cowboy boots like forever when I was younger, and then after getting square toes, like letting your toes like sit apart, insane. My pinky toe is like shoved up under my other toes from wearing pointed-toed cowboy boots.
I don't like. I don't mind the pointy ones. Like not for my feet for sure. I get a double. It's called like a double X wide in every boot I wear. At least my work boots, not my dress boots. But round toe boots, they're fine on a lace up, but they look fucking dorky if you're wearing
Dude,
that
that's
on a work boot.
exactly what my dad and grandpa always wore, was round-toed cowboy boots. And my grandpa got me a pair of those one year, and I was like, oh, God.
Well, your grandpa and your dad, like you guys ranch, right?
Yeah.
Like they're definitely more cowboy than I am.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, man. It's the craziest shit. My dad and grandpa were both like 5'3", like the most psychotic. Like my dad is cool as fuck, but he is a loose cannon. He actually was the first person to get arrested wearing WoahBros that I know.
Dude, shout out to him though.
Dude, I know the fucking mugshot was all.
Where's the mugshot?
Yeah, put that on a fucking shirt.
Dude, I know.
Dude, if you can overnight me one, I'll get a mugshot by Labor Day, and then I'll send it in.
No, I wish I could. I found the mugshot, and it's all, I don't know what happened with the camera, but it's all fucked up and digitized. Like
that sucks.
But you can just you can barely make out the fucking like WoahBros Space Welder logo on a shirt.
That's funny. Boy, that would have been a heck of a marketing thing if it would have been a good picture.
It would have been so funny, dude.
You know, Hornady ammunition?
Hornady? Yeah.
So,
don't recommend.
Well, their hometown, like Grand Island is where they're from. And
no shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I work like 20 feet from it.
No,
probably like 100 feet. Yeah,
that is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
man.
They do huge bonuses to all their employees in $2 bills every year.
That's sweet. Yeah. I fuck with I think $2 bills need to be way more of a standard. I don't think it may what costs $1 now.
Yeah, but speaking of mugshots, is why I guess
what costs $2?
Because I'm friends with the son, Alex. If you're listening, you're a good guy. I like you. But this mugshot topic came up, so they just threw their 75th anniversary party. They got like Big and Rich to come perform for all their employees and had a huge drone show and stuff like that. And the owner and president, Jason, this is public news. He got a DUI the night before, going like 130 something, I think, down South Locust, which is like our main strip. Because what I heard was he had the Ruger people over there because they were going to the celebration and stuff. And one of them asked him how fast his CTSV would go or whatever it was. It was a Cadillac, and so he was showing them, and he got a friggin' DUI the night before and got out like 2 hours before their 75th anniversary celebration.
That's awesome. That is dope. I wasn't recommending a Hornady round to anybody after getting shot with one. Yeah. Because I ate that. So, yeah, that's pretty cool that he got a DUI on the 75th anniversary. Probably not for him. He was probably pretty upset, but
yeah,
I can respect it.
You know what's crazy is last episode we didn't talk about you getting shot. Let's hear the story.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is crazy. That's like fucking key part of WoahBros lore.
I know.
Yeah, so I was sitting on my chair. I was just sitting in my chair, and my friend was catty corner to me, which, if you don't know what catty corner means, it means like diagonal. And he fucking had his pistol up against his wrist. And the day before, we were talking about how would you stop somebody robbing you from point blank. And he was like, yeah, if you fucking shove the barrel in on itself, it won't go off. And that's not what we were like actively talking about. He just had his pistol up against his wrist, and must have had a round in it. He fucking pulled the trigger, and it went off. It went through his wrist and went into my leg. He fucking got up and was like, "Holy shit, Chris, you have to take me to the hospital." And I was like, "Oh my God, I think you shot me too." I looked down and there was a hole in my pants, and I was like, "Oh, this cannot be happening."
Jeez.
And I took off my pants. My sock was red, and I was like, "You shot me too." And he called 911. Weird, like, there's a video on my Instagram. If you go into my Instagram stories, it's labeled "the shooting," and it was a video taken like 20 seconds after we had gotten shot. We were both really calm. Honestly, like, I tell people, like, we were probably the two best people that could have gotten shot. Like, there wasn't any screaming. Like, I was just kind of like, "Oh fuck." I mean, it wasn't like a big deal, dude. Shock set in so fast. I walked out to the ambulance. Like, my leg was broke from getting shot in the leg, and yeah, it was fine. It really wasn't that big of a deal. It didn't get really shitty until we went to the hospital, and man, I fucking, if I could go back to that day, I would have told him to put another bullet in my head so I didn't have to deal with the people at the hospital. They were the fucking mercy in downtown Des Moines. If you ever have any issue, just like do yourself a favor and euthanize yourself, because they will fucking they will make you feel like you wish you were. They sucked.
Damn. It's crazy that you got shot once you were out of the Marines.
Oh, dude, how fucked up is that? Yeah, I mean, I never, like, the one time that I would say I really would have been most likely to have gotten shot in the Marines was in MCT is what it's called, and it's Marine Combat Training, and they do these things where you do like a live fire buddy rushing, and there's 4 people, and 2 people go, and the other people are like suppressing fire, and then 2 people go, and then the other people are suppressing fire, and then 2 people go, and you just like work your way up that way. And it's all like live rounds and everything. And nobody got shot, but just one kid went to go jump over this berm, and he tripped and fucking just fell down, and around like went sideways. It totally could have hit somebody, but thankfully didn't. That's what, like, me getting shot in the leg, him getting shot on the wrist, the fact that we were both shot at the same time with the same bullet is already fucking crazy. The fact that we both survived, already fucking crazy. But the fact that neither one of ours were like really life-threatening, and we both basically made a full recovery, fuck, what the fuck are the odds? That's what makes me fucking believe in God, dude.
My buddy Robert, he's probably listening. Robert, he's at Lejeune right now. Actually, he probably doesn't have time, but he was telling me about MCT because he came home for Thanksgiving, I think, right after that, and he said it was like his favorite part of everything he's done so far.
Oh, really? How far along is he?
I mean, he's stationed at Lejeune.
Oh, so yeah, he's in the fleet. Man,
he went to schoolhouse and shit in Texas.
That's the fucking highlight of the Marines. He needs to fucking get out more. Like,
he loves it,
dude. He loves it.
It was pretty much a similar circumstance to you. Like, love you, Robert, but Robert didn't have shit going on, so Robert joined the Marines. He was working for a company called Holcher or something, where they derailed trains, and he was driving from like Vermont to some other, it was a far ass drive, and he fell asleep at the wheel, crashed the company vehicle, and then they fired him. And after that, he was making bread doing that. So after that, he was like, this is a fucking lost cause. I'm joining the Marines. He lost like 180 pounds, and so he could join.
Oh, that's insane. What the fuck? Good on him, dude.
Yeah.
That's dope. I luckily didn't really have to do anything. Like, I didn't have to lose like a shitload of weight. I always had I think the max that I could have weighed So how they do it is like height and weight. Like you have to fall into height and weight standards. So I think if you're like 6 foot tall, like you can't weigh more than 203 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah, and like I'm 6 foot, so that's like how I know 203. And I think like 5'11 is like 196, and it just like goes down like as you get shorter or taller. But yeah, I was just always on that edge where I'd have to like cut weight the night before, and it sucked. There was one night I was over quite a bit whenever I was in the schoolhouse in Georgia, because dude, Georgia food insane. But I fucking put on a sauna suit and then like a couple sweatshirts, a couple pairs of my friend's sweatpants, and I went into our laundry room in our squad bay, and it's just like a tiny room with like 8 dryers, and I turned all these dryers on, and I just fucking sat in there with a fucking dip in my. I had like dip in one side and like Jolly Ranchers in the other, and I was just fucking spitting, and I lost like 17 pounds in a night, dude. The next day, I felt like I got hit by a train, but I made weight. If you miss weight, it sucks so much. Like you have to fucking PT like 3 times a day. It's not worth missing weight ever.
Let's do another throwback. We did this in the last episode. What in 2016? All right, you're in your Christmas PJs. What the fuck were you bobbing around on fire?
What the fuck? So I can juggle. I can juggle 3 items, and oh god, was that on my sister's Facebook? Yeah, it was a cotton ball that I fucking put. Dude, that's such a dumb video. It was a cotton ball that I put alcohol in and fucking lit on fire, and then I was just playing fucking hot potato with it, and it just like landed on my shoulder, and dude, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm on fire now, and that's when I was like, maybe I should make FR shirts.
No way, you were way young in that video.
No, dude, I had no idea what was going on, and I was like, I would have been 16 in that.
That's funny.
15 or 16. Fuck no, I was such an idiot when I was in high school and just like that time period. God, that sucked.
We got to pop that clip up and put like you in the corner juggling the fucking flame.
Dude, I will. I'm gonna fucking as soon as you get shit for this done, like send it to me, and I want to like click shit out to post.
And who is Snow?
Who is Snow?
Good old Snow.
Oh my God, Miss Snow, the love of my life, Miss Snow. So I'm from like southern Iowa, and like we're basically in Missouri. And Missouri has like some of the cheapest gas, cheapest liquor, cheapest tobacco. Like Missouri is the spot to get shit. And me and my friends, we were like 16, like 17, shitheads, like wanting to drink all the time. And there's this town like 20 minutes away called Lineville. And it's called Lineville because like half of the town is on the Iowa side of the border and the other side is on the Missouri side. And there was this old fucking liquor store there that was run out of this lady's house. Like, dude, you'd go into this, like, the front area, basically the mudroom of her house, and fucking, like, a John Wayne movie would be on the TV, like a fucking mounted deer head would be on the other side. And it was owned by this blind old lady named Miss Snow that must have been, dude, she must have been like 90. And me and my friends would go in there when we were 16, just like shoot the shit with her and fucking buy whatever we wanted. It was awesome. And she was the biggest sweetheart ever. And yeah, she died. R.I.P. Miss Snow. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny that's the question that caught you off guard.
Yeah, that came out of left field. Yeah, Miss Snow, that, God. There's if I clip shit from this podcast, throw the picture that I have of me and her. Is that what you saw? Is the
Yeah.
picture of us?
Yeah.
Did you see that on my Instagram?
No, your Facebook. It was your profile
Ah,
picture in like 2017 or 18 or something.
damn, that is crazy.
And somebody, the reason I knew the name was because somebody commented, "Good old Snow."
Yeah, dude, that is nuts. Yeah, sweetheart.
That's so funny. And the reason I couldn't get these questions in the first episode because we weren't friends on Facebook, but we didn't really know each
Ah,
other, so I didn't blame you.
man, that's crazy. Is that how Nardwar does it?
I'm sure Nardwar goes to like a Facebook.
Dude,
I actually,
I'm
that's a
sure he
fucking
hires like private
yeah.
investigators.
But I'm sure he reaches out to somebody's family member and
Hmm.
asks. But that's a crazy story too. Is one of the tool makers I work with, he owned a liquor store in Canada because he's from BC, and you couldn't they Canada wouldn't sell liquor or alcohol in like a Walmart or a gas station. It had to be a liquor store specifically, just liquor.
Oh yeah, I think like New Hampshire's like that too.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
And well, anyways, he owned a liquor store, and one time Nardwar came in to buy some like limited
Crazy.
edition bottle for one of his interviews from this guy I work with.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's crazy as hell. He said he's fucking insane in person too, like off camera.
I bet, dude. That's what would suck about like meeting somebody that's playing a character. Like I feel like people can like meet me and be like, yeah, that is Chris from WoahBros.
Yeah,
Or like, yeah, like that would suck to meet Nardwar and he was just like, yeah, what's up, dude?
yeah, that would suck. So I'm glad he's crazy as fuck. But
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like that's
but
what I've heard about like a lot of celebrities, like Jim Carrey. Like, dude, when I was little, I would be like, man, Jim Carrey, that's the fucking dopest dude. Like, I'd love to hang out with him, but I've heard he is an absolute dickhead to people.
oh damn, you know,
Yeah,
J Cole seems chill as hell.
J. Cole does seem chill. Or
Yeah.
fucking Post Malone.
Do you know who? Oh, Peter Dinklage is the little.
Yeah,
Yeah, the little guy from I mean,
yeah.
fuck, he's been in a bunch of
Are you
shit,
gonna say it?
Game of Thrones and shit.
The M word.
But yeah, almost. But that shit don't matter. He's a fucking midget. Anyways,
Dude, and he's fucking worth a shitload more than all of us combined.
yeah, and he's a fucking goat, man. He's a killer
Yeah, no,
actor.
he seems like a cool dude. I tried to watch Game of Thrones the other day.
Well, so he was on Andrew Schultz podcast, I think. He's a comedian too. But
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage was saying how because he's a midget, paparazzi will find him like immediately. And he was telling this story about how he was in New York walking down the street and all the paparazzi were following him and Leonardo DiCaprio walked by him with a hat and sunglasses on and just nodded. And
Dude,
there
that's
was nobody following
awesome.
him.
That is dope. I've gotten recognized a few times in public, just out and about. Like I was dropping shit off at the post office one time and just came back outside and this guy was like parked in the intersection and he was just like, "You're Chris from WoahBros," and I was like, "Yeah, man, like what's up?" It's just like I don't know, like I don't know what to say first of all, and then I don't know what people want me to do.
Well,
Like, oh, you're Chris from WoahBros, make me laugh.
I got a story about that shit too, but back to the post office, this makes me think is, you've grown a lot since you said 30 packages a day. You've grown significantly, but what about on like a highly anticipated drop day for a new product?
Oh man, I guess we haven't had a highly anticipated drop in a while. I mean, yeah, dude. On a good weekend, like I'm hoping this weekend is a pretty good weekend with Labor Day. Yeah, if you're listening to this on Labor Day, you can still get 15% off of everything on WoahBros' website.
That
So
is
I'm
the day
hoping
of
on
this drop.
Tuesday. Huh?
That's the day of this episode will drop.
Yeah. So if somebody's listening to this, 15% off. What was the question? I had to shamelessly plug myself.
No worries at all. Like a highly anticipated drop day.
How much
the
shit
post
sells?
office look like?
Yeah, we'll probably do. I think the most probably in a weekend. I want to say the most packages we've taken to the post office is probably like 600.
Damn. And
Yeah.
is it still only your one buddy helping you?
Oh no, yeah, I've got a guy hired now.
Dope.
First guy I've hired, Jeff. My friend, he's working on forklifts now. Jeff is the fucking goat. Jeff is so cool, dude. He's 40. He has 3 kids. He just like married his high school sweetheart. They'd been together for 20 years. Like lives in like a normal house. Like he has a mortgage and everything. Like it's crazy. He just like is living like a perfect life, I feel. But yeah, he comes in and helps me. He just packages orders right now. And then, like, while he's doing that, I'm sending emails and fucking replying to people's inbox, like the Shopify inbox stuff, and taking care of phone calls. Um, I still do a lot, and Jeff just packages. Jeff is the freaking cornerstone of WoahBros. Like, I freaking would not. Packaging orders, dude. I've sent out so many packages.
And
I'm so happy not to have to package all that shit up anymore.
Yeah, that would
Jeff
suck.
is a godsend.
Is Jeff the one assembling the
the
pancakes coming up?
Yeah, he does. Pretty much. WoahBros is still like a pretty small company, so Jeff is like basically just an extra set of hands.
Yeah,
like help me do stuff while like to where stuff can still be getting done while I'm going out and taking care of other stuff, because that's like even having him around to like watch the laundromat so I can go get whatever I need to buy from Des Moines. Like I need to go get some square tubing for a project here soon, and it's going to be nice having somebody here getting shit done so I can get stuff like that done.
Yeah. And speaking of this new pancake, man, how hyped are you to have I mean, that's another category to you, or catalog.
I know. I think the hoods, I think that could be a super cool thing to break into. I'd really like to do some sugar scoops, because like while I personally prefer pancakes all the time, there are way more people that probably like sugar scoops.
Yeah, I like sugar scoops.
But it's just, oh, dude, like after you get that fucking eye box sanded down, like just having that shit glued to your face, like nothing is interfering with it. Ah, man, I feel like pancakes are just so much better.
That's kind of a weird thing for me, is because like my Miller T94, that's the hood that was my first ever hood that my parents got for me for Christmas, right? And there's these side windows that are tinted, but I can still see out, and I like seeing out. So that's something that's a little different for me. But also, if I'm a welder that's in the shop all day and I'm wearing a pancake or a sugar scoop, then it seems a little cringy, just because.
No. Oh, dude, I know. That's I totally know what you mean. And yeah, but if I don't know, I'm so much more about like practicality, and if I can not have any light interfering through the back, it just like it fucks me up like way more than it should probably. But the eye box, I just fucking love having the eye boxes. I like the way that pancakes look. I fucking like.
They do look badass.
Yeah, and especially like now that I'm going to be having my own pancakes, I think it just makes it that much cooler. But yeah, we've got the paisley one, and then starting the Hawaiian one. There's going to be Hawaiian pancake. Just because one day somebody is going to have the Hawaiian pancake, gloves, shirt, and then maybe I'll make them a pair of pants, and somebody can just go and fucking have an entire Hawaiian outfit.
Like Hula Boy.
Yeah, exactly. That's like whenever I came out with the Hawaiian gloves, I sent him a pair just because it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I actually just last night started poking around the realm of welding lenses.
Nice. I'd be fucking interested in this shit.
These welding ones, oh man, I think this would be super cool to come out with. I'm always afraid to give competition ideas.
I'll talk to you about that once we stop the recording because I got some shit about that. But we appreciate you coming on. We're about an hour 20 minutes in. There's plenty of
Holy
clips.
shit, already?
Almost no editing to do.
God
This is
damn.
my favorite kind of episode. I mean, first ever guest on season 2. Thank you so much for coming
Hell
on.
yeah. I
But
appreciate it, gentlemen.
has the music changed at all?
Oh man, I was actually thinking about this the other day. Fuck, I was like, what would I have said? Yeah, so bluegrass, obviously I fucking love bluegrass. If it's not bluegrass, dude, sad country, any sad country, just
Yeah.
fucking all the time. Like that's whenever I would like go to the gym and shit with my friends, like I would just be fucking blasting like In Your Arms Instead. Oh dude, it just sad country is the fucking shit.
Yeah, I saw this this video the other day that I sent to my buddy. I was like, it was a fucking Tim Wall's kid. When he was like praising him, you know, at the show, like
Yeah.
that's my dad. It was it was a video that said when you're 10 beers deep and your buddy puts on Old Aldine. That shit was funny.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But thank you for coming on. Thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you for having me.
We've got the Everlast link in the show notes for the upgraded TIG torch and foot pedal, and free of additional charge through that link. Code BRINWELDS15 on edge welding cups through that link as well. And Andrew had to leave a little bit early, but his website will be in the description for all of his hoods and belts and custom, all that. And Chris's links will also be in there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.